Hey guys, before we start the video, I just wanted to ask a couple things. If you could, make sure to leave a like on the video. That'll help me out a whole lot. And if you want to see more guides just like these and be notified, make sure you subscribe and click that bell. That way you're notified when I upload brand new videos. That will allow me to continue making content like this. And if you're interested on seeing me live, there will be a link in the description below for my Twitch channel, as well as my Discord if you're looking to chat it up, see some memes, keep up with videos, keep up with announcements and all that good stuff. I also do giveaways on Sunday on the Xbox One platform. I stream Wednesday through Sunday. Thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate you watching up until this point, and let's get on to the video. Shut the fuck up, Ortis.
Ortis recommends leaving at once and welding the door shut.
How about I weld your mouth shut? Hello everyone, Warframe25 here, finally back with another Warframe video, and guess what we're going to be discussing again for the third time now. It's like every time I'm turn around, DE's always making different ways to make our builds different and make our frames different and just kind of interact with our mods and try and think of new ways to speedrun through the game. Probably not intentionally, but there's always cool tips and tricks we can all provide with each other to make things just a little bit faster, make the grind a little bit more bearable. So, without further ado, this is my third and hopefully final Ducat farming guide. And it's going to involve two particular frames that I like to use, as well as just a few select weapons, primarily because they are beam AoE weapons. If you know what AoE means, it means area of effect. And they're going to involve using this guy, our helmet system. If you don't have the helmet system already, get it. Do it. It's probably one of the most coolest features that Digital Extremes ever decided to add into the game that kind of turned into like a semi-resource dump for people who play the game a lot. I mean, it's not going to be absolutely necessary that you use this thing. But what I have done with both my Gauze and my Saren for speedruns, granted there are a couple other frames that you can speedrun with when it comes to void fissures, I tend to use Gauze and Saren because they've always just kind of been my go-to frames when it comes to speedrunning. So, for my speedrun setup, I have Infested Mobility. And Infested Mobility on Gauze be like, "Nani? Even more speed? Nani? What?" Yeah, dude, he is... he's actually pretty hard to control and use Infested Mobility plus his mock dash. I suppose you could also use Volt, but I haven't used Volt in a good while either, just because it actually makes them uncontrollable with some of these maps that you'll be doing void fissures on. So I like to stick with Gauze and Saren, but we can always try and form up a new Volt build real quick too on video. So Infested Mobility from your helmet system. Again, if you know what the helmet system is, I might make a video on that soon, because a lot of the other videos are kind of outdated. I haven't seen any new ways to get to it quicker, so I'll probably try and work on that soon. So, enough of that, let's go look at the builds. So, step 1, acquire Gauze. Step 2, mod the hell out of him. And I forget how many forma. I have 4 forma into him. Step 3, acquire Arcane Energize. Step 4, acquire Arcane Acceleration. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
You don't really need arcanes, it's just they are pretty preferred. This is my setup for them. Prime Vigor for a little bit of survivability, the duration and the strength, efficiency, like all this works perfectly well. I really suggest trying to get preparation. The way you get that is through doing arbitrations. In order to get arbitrations unlocked, you have to complete your entire star map, every single node on the star map. Really suggest getting this mod. It's super duper useful. And yeah, you'll be using Mock Dash, get to the level quicker once you've got all the reactant. Kinetic Plating provides survivability, Infested Mobility, more mobility, Red Line, more fire rate, more reload speed, more attack speed, holster speed, area damage, so sometimes you'll actually be able to pick up I-10 Sion stars, sprint boost for more sprint speed to make him even faster. I mean, if he's too fast for you, you could always just swap out sprint boost for something else. It's just what I've used for speed runs, because I mean, it's kind of has been what is the most conventional. Tongue twister. Anyway, so that is the build and setup for Gauze. 4 forma, not necessarily, necessary. Just try and get the duration up there. The duration and the strength are what it's going to factor in primarily to the Infested Mobility for how long it lasts. If you wanted to do more efficiency, you can. You can go for maximum efficiency you want and lower duration. That means you can just spam your abilities more. You can use your mock dash more. You can use your Infested Mobility more. Entirely up to you. Build it how you want it. And for the weapons, there are, I think, 3 to 4 select weapons that I like to use. Number 1 is Amprex, because like I said, AoE weapon. Riven, not necessary, but this is the build I use for it. Not the best build, I know. If you're looking at the screen, you're like, man, what the fuck?
It's stupid, but it's my thing now.
What kind of shitty ass build is that, man? 8 former? You don't know how to mod shit.
Let me tell you something, brother.
I do. I just sometimes I screw it up. Okay? Don't criticize me. Next up is my kit gun. Again, Riven, not necessary. I really love this Riven. I love Gaze. Gaze is like one of the most undermined kit guns / guns in the game. I don't know how they have not nerfed the Riven disposition on this yet, but this is the build for it. Prime mod's not always a necessity for any of these builds, just putting that out there. Pack Seeker, not a necessity. And let's switch over to a Kuva weapon called the Kuva Nucor that everybody still loves because of its AoE and massive damage output. For this build, let's see. I can't remember what my Lich had when I got this thing, but I've just heat, radiation, and viral. I use this for like Profit Taker speedruns, so I mean it is what it is. That's why I stick with my Gaze kit gun. I don't really use Kuva Nucor in speedruns primarily. What I really use primarily is the big gun that came with Hildren a while back, and that is the Larkspur.
This gun.
Larkspur is big arc gun that came with big Hildren lady. Again, like I said, Riven not required, but this is the build for it. After 6 Forma,
Holy shit!
you might have to put a few Forma into it for better building, but plus it feels like arc gun mods are kind of hard to come by since it's only like certain game modes you can get it from. You can transmute mods, so don't feel too lost or left out. It is possible to transmute and get arc gun mods. The Prime and Better Line Barrel. Barrow sells that. All Prime mods are sold by Barrow, so always keep an eye out for Barrow Couture. But yeah, Larkspur, it's my main baby. My main big damage dealer. I've got 2 builds for it. This one's for Corpus, and then I have another one for Grenier, because it runs corrosive, heat, and radiation. It's just kind of everything that deals with any sort of armor, and it's really nice. As for your pet, if there are any questions on the pet, it kind of doesn't matter. You can run a Smita Cavette. This is my Smita Cavette, and there's also the Adarza Cavette. Where are you at, Luna? Luna. There she is. That's one that gives you more crit chance, but I kind of suggest the Smita better, just because of the possible chance of getting a affinity proc, which gives you more credits, more affinity, more resources. A lot of the procs that come off the Smita are really nice. I'll probably make another video at some point on how to get Cavette codes a lot easier now. Let me think. Is there anything else I'm missing? Tenno class. Probably gonna go with Zeneric. I can't argue with any other class for speedruns than Zeneric, primarily because of this, Energy Pulse. Energy pickups grant 50% additional energy over 5 seconds. So you're picking up energy orbs all the time. Guess what? You gain your energy back that way. The Energize, like, I know it's expensive. I know Eidolons can be a pain. But I mean, if you got the plat, if you got the money, if you got the time, learn to do Eidolons, get Arcane Energize. It's super useful. If you don't, then just try and go for Zeneric. And energizing dash, that way you create a zone that you gain even more energy that way. There's tons of ways to get your energy back. I don't really see any other classes really shining highly when it comes to speedruns. So there is actually currently a Lith Exterminate up, and I usually use Saren, but I'm going to show you one with Gauze, and then I'm going to show you one with Saren. So let's go really quick with Gauze. And before we start, just side note, the best kinds of missions to speedrun goes as follows: Exterminate, Capture, Rescue, and Sabotage. I'm pretty sure that's like the best type of things that you could speedrun. I really don't suggest Sabotage. It feels like it takes forever with certain map tile sets. Some of these tile sets are going to be huge, hence why you're going to want so much extra run speed and everything. So let's do this one with Gauze real quick. Little cliff note as we're loading in. Some people always tell me that you can actually get better drops by running with squads. The thing about running with squads, though, is some of them they take a bit. Because not everybody is a speedrunner. Not everybody is trying to get everything done efficiently and as quickly as possible. Some people just want to hop on the game, have fun with it, get some prime junk, or get a few runs in, and then hop off. You know, they're not trying to, like, ultra try hard at anything. So that's completely up to you if you go solo or in a group. I kind of stick to solo, depending on how much time is left in like a fissure on the star chart, but I just for this example, I'm going solo. So use kinetic plating, investment ability, red line. funny is I've been playing this game for like 5 years consecutively now, and I still can't memorize tile sets to save my life. Plus the UI and the UI in this game can be very buggy. Got all the enemies killed. That's my ability again. Keep up with your timers. Alright, how fast did we complete that? 1 minute and 47 seconds. Another cliff note when we switch to Saren. If you're on PC, you're going to have a huge advantage with these load times. I'm on the Xbox One X, and I haven't got a Series X yet because scalpers suck. And the load times aren't the greatest, so it does take a little bit of load time. That does take away your ducat farming time, but I put up with it. So, next up, we have Saren. I actually have a bunch of different builds for her. Let me make sure she's on the right build. Speedrun. Alright, cool, yeah. So, speed boost for more sprint speed. Again, infested mobility. Sprint speed, 125, parkour velocity. By the way, infested mobility also gives more parkour velocity, so it makes it kind of cool. Prime flow, more energy, blind rage, stretch. So the idea, while I'm thinking about it, the idea of Saren is using her miasma with 169% range. Her radius for the miasma is 33.8 meters, and because enemies are so low level in Lith and Meso tier fissures, it's only going to take about 1 or 2 casts to kill enemies. Usually it's just 1 cast. I'm gonna do a run with her, but 9 times out of 10 it's just 1 cast. And the Toxic Lash with the Arc Gun, it helps even more, and it's, like I said, it's so nice. I really prefer running Saren in lower tiers and then running Gauze in higher tiers. And you're thinking to yourself, 10 Pharma? 10 Pharma? Yeah, I know, it is a lot. You don't have to do that. Just try and, like, semi-match these stats as best you can. Or experiment, and maybe you'll find something better than me. Who knows? 2 Umbral mods for a little bit more power strength, power drift, stretch, narrow-minded, all this good stuff. Almost kind of the same setup as Gauze, just about. I'd be saying, low efficiency, how can you spam it if you have low efficiency? Number 1, because of preparation. Number 2, Arcane Energize. Energy will not be a problem when you spawn with full energy. Have Arcane Energize plus the Zeneric. It all combines very well, and when you're doing lower tier fissures, it's really not that big of an issue. Like, you're gonna have enough energy to kill all the enemies you need to kill, and then some. So it's really not that big of a deal. I try and always think about people who don't have a lot of playtime in Warframe and thinking, like, probably only like maybe 1.5% of Warframe players universally have Arcane Energize. I really do try and think about that, trust me, but just a lot of these builds, they're going to have Arcane Energize. I hate to put that out there, but I will tell you, idle and hunting can be very, very fun if you just put your time to it. Alright, enough about that though. Enough about that. Arcane Acceleration, you can actually swap that to probably Rage if you wanted more damage. I just like Acceleration because it speeds up the Larkspur's fire rate, primarily just for that. And I stay on these weapons don't worry about any of these weapons other than Nucor. I stay on these weapons for Bravo Taker runs. I actually do forget to swap from Maturite to Zeneric, but it's just, yeah. I can swap to Zeneric just for this occasion. I actually do forget to swap that a lot now that I think about it. Pet, doesn't really matter. Same thing, again, Larkspur, literally the exact same build as you saw before. There's not really anything else I could think of about Saren, so let's just go do a run with her real quick. What do we say for last run? It was 1:47, 1:52. With Saren, it's even faster simply because of the miasma AoE. Okay. Oh, what I forgot to mention, her molt ability. Let me explain that. That's gonna fuck up the time, but we can do another one. Her molt speeds you up, gives her a 2.05 speed multiplier, and that duration will last for up to 10 seconds with the current duration amount that I have. I completely forgot about that. So it's investment ability plus the molt. Just like with Gauze, you know, you have investment ability plus Mock Dash, and or Mock Rush, and those 2 speed abilities just work really, really well. Work in unison. I'll do this run and then do another one. I totally forgot about molt like an idiot. And you'll actually get audio cues for when it goes out. When you hear your infested ability go out, so you just cast it again. See that? Disrupt the energy orb. Got energized proc. Okay, don't know why I still got that animation. And nullifier turned all my stuff off. Turn it all back on. So there's a lot of enemies here. Let's use miasma. They're all dead. Room nuker. That's gonna give us a false time since I stopped at the beginning. That was a minute 48 seconds. Even still explaining the molt. I'm actually gonna do that again. Let's see what time we can get. Anybody's wondering how I got this ship skin? It's one of like the new Zephyr. It came with the new Zephyr Deluxe 10-engine skin thing. It came with Liger. Or not came with Liger, but Liger was like the artist. He's one of the big 10-engine skin artists for Warframe. That animation was weird. One thing about Saren is you need to be careful of how often you use your molt. Because if you're just sitting there spamming it, you're going to chew through your energy pretty quick. So just be careful with it. Especially with low efficiency. Probably gonna be everything. Yep, all dead. Now the stalker wants my booty. Guess what? I'm doing a video, dude. Sorry. Minute 26. The fastest I have ever done a run with Saren in a Lith speed run was like, I think, a minute and 2 seconds. And if you're on PC, you could probably do this even faster because you got better frames, you got better loading speeds than console. Console definitely has its limitations. So that was 2 runs with Saren. I guess we can try and throw together a Volt build real quick. Alright, this is just me completely throwing a random build together. So that's, let me see. If I really thought about it, I could potentially create another room clearer when it comes to his discharge ability and possibly combine speed and range and strength and everything. I might try that at some other later point. I might add like another loadout slot to that, but that's not a bad idea. I actually just thought about that, but I'm just going primarily for his speed. You're not going to be using Electric Shield in a speedrun, so if you're going to subsume anything, I'll probably do it for that. And guess what? You'll get to see me use the wall. Yay.
Disgusting, is it not, Operator? Otis would enjoy
Purging this.
Cleaning this room, but sadly this
Do I need to feed this thing?
vile
Yes, I do.
mass serves you and your warframes. A necessary evil.
Really? 1%? Fine, I'll feed you argon crystals.
Otis recommends leaving at once and welding the door shut.
Come up to 100%. Feed. Infestimability. Electric shield. Let's put that on config C. When you put something on the helmet or on your frame, you get to choose which configuration you want to put it on. Confirm. Stabby, stabby. I guess you could technically do this with Nejad too, but I don't want this video to drag on with like tons of different builds. It'll just be obnoxious for you. Whoa. Oh god. My frame's corrupted. I'm too fast thinking past the doors. There we go. 1 minute and 20 seconds, so not bad. About the same time as the other guys, I'd say, at least. I would think everybody would have a Volt, especially if you start out with Volt, right? Alright, that's about all I could think of as far as this video goes. If you're thinking of maybe numbers like ducats per minute, I honestly couldn't tell you. Or not ducats per minute, but like maybe ducats per hour or something like that. But, you know, that also determines, or that depends on what kind of void fissures are currently up, if you got good ones or if you got bad ones. So you know, it's hard to put statistics on that. I had somebody on a previous video saying, well, how many ducats per hour were you getting? How many ducats per like 30 minutes were you getting? I'm like, it's completely dependent on what's up, man. I can't give you an exact number. So that's just kind of what I do in my spare time, if there isn't like anybody on, or if I'm not streaming. So if you watched the beginning of the video, remember to check that description for my Twitch link, my Discord link. I'm on the Xbox. Please don't message me on the Xbox. Please message me on Discord. Xbox just makes it really busy when I'm streaming, so yes, just please use the Discord. And there's nothing really else to say other than that. You got any more questions, leave them in the comments section below, and I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for your time. I'm sorry if this dragged on a little bit. I'm sorry if you're a subscriber and you just happened to see, oh, Wolf finally uploaded another freaking video. How has it long been? Like a year? I'm sorry, I fell off that wagon for a bit. I've just been focusing more on streaming and getting a couple other things straight with my life. So, again, thank you so much for watching, and remember, everybody, strive proudly and howl loudly. Good night, guys.